The sound of glass breaking echoed across the small flower shop. Vases shattered against the floor. Petals scattered across the tiles like pieces of a colorful storm. In the middle of the destruction stood a furious man in an expensive suit. His name was Lucas Almeida, and in that moment, he was destroying everything around him. "You think you can take advantage of my family?" he shouted. Across the counter, the young florist stood frozen. Her name was Camila. And she had no idea why this stranger had just turned a peaceful shop into chaos. "Sir, please, there must be some mistake." But Lucas slammed his hand on the counter again. "I know exactly what you did." Then the door suddenly opened. An older woman rushed inside. The moment she saw the florist, her eyes widened in shock. She grabbed Lucas by the arm. "Lucas, stop." Lucas turned toward her. "Mum, say all to this." But the older woman looked at the young florist with trembling eyes. Then she said something that instantly changed everything. "Lucas, that woman saved my life." Lucas Almeida had built his empire through discipline and control. At 38 years old, he owned one of the most powerful construction companies in the country. Luxury hotels, shopping centers, corporate towers. His projects shaped entire cities, but Lucas was not known for kindness. He believed emotions made people weak. He believed hesitation created failure. And he believed success required distance from everyone, even family. The only person who still had access to his softer side was his mother, Donna Teresa. She had raised him alone after his father died. She worked 2 jobs to support him. She sacrificed everything so Lucas could study and build the future he dreamed of. Lucas never forgot that. But as his success grew, his time for family became smaller. Meetings replaced dinners. Business trips replaced conversations. And slowly, without realizing it, Lucas became the type of man who measured life through numbers. Camila's world was very different. Her flower shop stood on a quiet street where people still knew each other's names. The shop was small but beautiful. Wooden shelves filled with colorful arrangements. Glass windows decorated with hanging plants. The air always smelled of fresh roses and lilies. Camila believed flowers carried emotions words sometimes couldn't express. People came to her shop for weddings, for birthdays, for apologies, and sometimes for funerals. But the shop wasn't just a business, it was her dream. After losing her mother 3 years earlier, Camila decided to build something that reminded people of life. Something gentle, something hopeful. She never expected a stranger to walk in and destroy it. Three nights earlier, something unexpected had happened. Camila was closing the shop when she noticed an older woman walking slowly along the sidewalk. The woman suddenly stopped. Her breathing became heavy. Her hands trembled. Then she collapsed. Camilla ran outside immediately. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" The woman tried to speak but couldn't. Camilla called an ambulance. While waiting, she stayed beside the woman, holding her hand. "It's going to be okay," she said gently. "You're not alone." The ambulance arrived minutes later. At the hospital, doctors asked who had brought the patient. Camilla hesitated, then she answered, "I did." So they wrote her name. And everything that followed led Lucas straight to a shop. 3 nights earlier, something unexpected had happened. Camilla was closing the shop when she noticed an older woman walking slowly along the sidewalk. The woman suddenly stopped. Her breathing became heavy. Her hands trembled. Then she collapsed. Camilla ran outside immediately. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" The woman tried to speak but couldn't. Camilla called an ambulance. While waiting, she stayed beside the woman, holding her hand. "It's going to be okay," she said gently. "You're not alone." The ambulance arrived minutes later. At the hospital, doctors asked who had brought the patient. Camilla hesitated, then she answered, "I did." So they wrote her name. And everything that followed led Lucas straight to her shop. Lucas had spent his life dealing with people who wanted something: contracts, money, influence. But Camilla wanted nothing. She didn't ask for payment. She didn't mention the hospital bill. She didn't even tell him what he owed. Instead, she picked up a broken vase and began cleaning the mess. Lucas watched silently. For the first time in a long time, he felt small. But the story didn't end there. Because the next morning, Lucas discovered something that made everything worse. The flower shop building belonged to one of his companies, and the property had already been scheduled for demolition. The entire street was about to be replaced by a new luxury project. Lucas stared at the documents in disbelief, because that meant something terrible. Even if he repaired the shop, Camilla would lose everything anyway. And this time, the destruction wouldn't be an accident. It would be his decision. Lucas sat alone in his office late that night. The city lights stretched across the window behind him. Normally, the view made him feel powerful. Tonight, it only made him feel uneasy. On the table in front of him were the construction plans for a new luxury complex. The project was enormous. 3 towers, a shopping center, private parking structures. It was expected to bring millions in profit. But there was one detail Lucas could not ignore. The project included the street where Camilla's flower shop stood. Her small shop would disappear. Lucas leaned back in his chair and rubbed his forehead. For years he had approved projects like this without hesitation. Old buildings were removed, businesses relocated, neighborhoods transformed. It was simply how development worked. But now the project had a face: Camilla, the woman who had saved his mother's life. and the woman whose shop he had already destroyed once. Lucas looked again at the photos taken by the company's survey team. The flower shop appeared in the corner of one image. Small, colorful, fragile compared to the massive towers planned around it. For the first time in his career, Lucas wasn't sure what decision to make. While Lucas struggled with his decision, Camilla faced her own battle. The destruction of the shop had already hurt her business. Several arrangements had been ruined. Customers had cancelled orders. Suppliers demanded payment. Camilla spent the next days repairing what she could. She cleaned broken glass, rearranged the shelves, replanted flowers. Every evening she stayed late, trying to rebuild the peaceful atmosphere the shop once had. But the truth was difficult to ignore. Without money, the shop might not survive, and Camilla refused to accept charity. When Lucas returned to the shop 3 days later, he found her repainting the front window frame. "You're working alone?" he asked. Camilla didn't look surprised to see him. "Yes, you could hire help. I can't afford it." Lucas hesitated. "I can pay for," Camilla interrupted him calmly. "No," Lucas frowned. "You should at least let me repair the damage I caused." Camilla looked at him carefully. "You already did." Lucas looked confused. "I did? You came back." Those words stayed with him long after he left. A week later, Lucas sat at the head of the long conference table in the company's main boardroom. The directors presented financial projections for the new project. "The location is perfect," one of them said. "Demolition can begin in 6 weeks." Lucas listened quietly. "Any problems with the current tenants?" another executive asked. The project manager answered immediately. "Only a few small businesses." Lucas asked one question. "What about the flower shop?" The room became silent for a moment. The manager checked his notes. Camilla Flores. "Small operation. No major contracts. Compensation offer already prepared." Lucas leaned forward slightly. "How much?" "Enough for relocation." Lucas already knew the answer. For someone like Camilla, relocation meant starting from zero again. Lucas closed the folder slowly. Then he said something no one expected. "The flower shop stays." The board members stared at him. One director laughed nervously. "That's impossible. It sits directly in the middle of the new development." Lucas's voice remained calm. "Then redesign the project." The decision shocked the entire company. Lucas Almeida had never altered a project for a single small business, but something inside him had changed. For the first time in years, Lucas began questioning the way he had built his empire. How many people had he displaced? How many dreams had been replaced by buildings? One evening he visited the flower shop again. This time he arrived quietly. Camilla was arranging white lilies. The smell filled the room. Lucas watched her for a moment before speaking. "You were right." Camilla looked up. "About what?" "You said flowers carry emotions words can't express." Camilla smiled slightly. "And now you believe that?" Lucas looked around the shop. "I think I'm starting to." 2 months later, the construction project officially began, but the plans had changed. The new design included a small, open square between the towers. In the center of the square stood a glass pavilion. Inside it, Camilla's flower shop. When Camilla saw the final design plans, she was speechless. Lucas explained quietly. The city needed something alive in the middle of all that concrete. Camilla looked at him. "And you think flowers can do that?" Lucas nodded. They already did. On the day the new square opened, people filled the streets around the towers. Music played. Children ran between the fountains. And in the center of it all stood the flower shop, more beautiful than ever. Lucas's mother walked slowly toward the entrance. Camilla greeted her with a warm hug. Lucas stood nearby, watching everything. For the first time in years, he felt something deeper than pride. Peace. His mother smiled at him. "You've finally built something that matters." Lucas looked at the flowers surrounding the shop. Then he looked at Camilla, and he realized something simple. Sometimes the most powerful change in a person's life begins with a mistake, and the courage to make it right.